This is a show about the ferocious pursuit of incremental growth from the inside out. And it's also a show about whatever else I feel like talking about, no matter how random, irrelevant, or confusing the subject might be. You are listening to the Emotionally Excellent Man Show, and I'm your host, Jason McKenzie. Sometimes you get confronted with, well, maybe I shouldn't say we, I should just say I. Sometimes I get confronted with new information, I guess, or a new way of looking at the world that makes me realize that maybe some of the things I thought I had been doing, maybe not were bullshit, let's say, but there's a huge opportunity improvement. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. So I tend to eat like every meal might be my last meal. And I really have no idea why that is. I mean, food has always been sort of a perfunctory thing, even when, Tanya makes these amazing meals, and I do love them. I mean, deeply love them, and I'm super grateful for them. But I eat fast. I always have. And I think it was like that in my family when I was growing up, or it was definitely like that. Food was just like a utilitarian kind of thing, right? For getting calories. And so one of the guys, shout out to Scott Brown, in our mastermind group, posted an article or a couple articles about mindful eating. And I've always kind of joked that, I eat like every meal could be my last, which is fucking disgusting when you think about it. And it actually annoys Tanya because she would prefer eating was a more pleasurable, longer lasting, lingering experience, let's say, right? So anyways, I read this article on mindful eating and I decided to try to do it. And oh my God, I find it so challenging. It's unbelievable. And it's really made me realize and I guess confront some of the other things that I have going on in my life as it relates to being present and conscientious in the current moment. So I find when I mindfully eat, actually this morning, I will be honest, this morning was the best one I've done. I mean, I don't want to quantifying it or judging it or whatever is not the best, but I found it the most enjoyable. Let's maybe put it that way. And it's because I put down my phone. Normally I read when I eat, and I put down my phone and I just enjoyed it. And I tried to chew slowly and I tried to savor the experience and all these things that go along with mindful eating. Because what I have found over the past week is I don't even really like the feel of food in my mouth that much, as weird as that sounds. So I eat it and I want to swallow it as quickly as possible. So how this gets into like the rest of my life is I'm thinking, oh my God, why do I find this so challenging? Like it's actually just feeling like it wants to drive me crazy, like trying to chew slowly and savor the moment. And I just want to eat and swallow my food, which sounds kind of psycho as I say it out loud, but whatever, that's what this is about. And so, but what it's caused me to realize is like, oh my God, if this is so hard, maybe a better way to put it is saying it being so hard has made me realize how much difficulty I actually have being present in the moment. And my mind is I don't want to say always, my mind is so frequently, replaying the past or looking into the future. And this trying to do this practice has made me realize that. And it's interesting because I think it's something to do with the fact that it's like a tangible, concrete thing. Like I'm literally, trying to chew food more slowly. Like I'm actually trying to move my mouth up and down more slowly, for longer, more deliberately. And so there's like a physical component to being present, right? Which is kind of a hard thing to maybe bullshit yourself about. So when I tell myself about how important it is to be present and all that kind of stuff, obviously I believe it, but I kind of suck at it right now. But when it's all happening inside your own head, it's kind of easier to rationalize your behavior or make yourself think that you're trying harder than you really are, or that you're more present than you really are, whatever. So it's really made me realize that, wow, I have a huge opportunity for improvement here. And I understand so much that this is the key to unlocking my true potential. Like, I will, if I'm not fully experiencing every moment, I'm never going to be at my best. Like, I'm always going to have potential that is able to be, like a tremendous well of potential that is that I could unlock if I fully expressed, like I fully experienced the depth and richness and beauty of every moment. And so, and I noticed this playing out in other areas of my life too, like conscientiousness, which is basically like, I think the definition of it is like basically doing shit thoroughly and doing it well, right? And I fucking suck at this sometimes. Like, and it's even like the minor things, like might be leaving a cupboard open. I do this all the time. Like, I go to get a glass and I leave the cupboard open. Like, I don't close it all the way. I close it part of the way. And in my mind, what happens is, because I'm not trying to be a slob. I'm really not a slob, but I'm not trying to be messy or leave a trail of shit behind me. It's that I'm already on to the next thing. Like, my mind is going so quickly. There's so much shit going on in there that I am already onto something else, or I'm always on multiple things at the same time. And so by the time it gets around to closing the door, I've moved on. Or maybe I was always moved on. I don't really know, but I don't want to, like, I want to live and be the man who is conscientious and thorough and attentive and present, right? Like, that's who I want to be. And I realize that I have just a massive opportunity to improve in that area. And so I don't really know exactly what I'm going to do differently. Like, what I've really been feeling over the weekend is I need to stop learning new shit right now. Well, maybe that's a little bit cut and dry, but I find what I do is even that mindfulness plays out in the way I learn things, which I always have 15 things on the go at once. And like, logically, I'm still learning a hell of a lot, but logically, that's probably not the most effective way to learn. And even if it is the most effective way to learn for me, which I find hard to believe, but let's say it is, I still haven't. Well, wait, hold on. Let's say it's not. I haven't really explored any other ways of learning. So maybe it works to a certain extent, but maybe there is massively better ways for me to learn. And so I feel like what I want to do is, just for like the next 6 weeks or 2 months, it's only 2 months of my life, is take a break from learning new shit, learning about motivational interviewing and all that kind of stuff. Like, I can still talk about that on the podcast, but I feel like if I dedicate the next couple of months at least to finishing this, restarting and finishing this meditation course I started, to truly focusing on being present, to mindfully eating, to really dig a little deeper maybe into understanding what it means to be present and learning techniques, and just making that the focus of my personal development right now. Maybe even calling it the focus of my personal development is fucking shooting myself in the foot, but maybe just making the focus, if you know what I mean. So that I've been thinking about, about the fact that that's maybe what I want to spend my time on over the next few months, because I think it will yield benefits that are so fucking profound that I can't even imagine what they are. So, but anyways, to make the long story short, I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do. I don't quite know yet what it's going to look like, but I know that the man I want to be is a man who is never distracted, who treats every activity that he's engaged in as an important meditative thing, in the sense that there's nothing else in the world. I've dedicated my time. I've scheduled things properly. I can bring my full attention to things, and I know that I can know that I'm doing them to the best of my ability. And it all started because somebody, Scott Brown props, posted an article in one of our mastermind groups about mindful eating. And I'm so grateful that he did that, because it's really caused me to reflect. So that's today's daily cast. I'm not sure what I want to call this for the Emotionally Excellent Man Show. I think I said daily cast, but regardless, stay tuned. I found a really good article about mindful eating, and I'm going to see if the author wants to come on the podcast, which is pretty exciting. So that's it for me for today, and I will bid you adieu, and I wish you present, intentional, and purposeful food chewing for this day and the remainder of your days.
Thanks for listening to the Emotionally Excellent Man Show. Now, go own your shit like the powerful, handsome boss man that you are.